got Key, Detroit, 33, Virgo, works as a leasing specialist, mom to three kids by two men. I'm never married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Um, I just want him to be able to afford me. I don't want to say like I am like bougie or high priced or anything, but I like nice things, so I want him to be able to afford nice things. I don't have a cap on what he should be making yearly or anything like that, but enough to afford us and it not be a issue.
So let's think. Okay, so that's fair. You don't have a dollar amount, but you said afford you. So what are some of the things you like to buy that you would want him to be able to buy for you?
I really like traveling. I'm not into like all the designer this and that because everything go in and out of style as quick as you can grab it. So
Is that a new thing these days, ladies? Every lady wants to travel these days. I told you guys I'm about to open a traveling agency because for some reason they have money to travel two, three, 4 times a year. And remember, on average, one trip is going to cost you maybe $3,000 on the low end.
like I'm more of a traveler and a foodie. So like I will spend whatever amount to go anywhere and whatever amount if the food is good. So
So when you travel, is the expectation he's paying for himself or for you and himself?
For both
for
of them.
for us both.
Okay.
Told you guys, when a woman says, I like to travel, when they ask her what you like to do, things like that, and the first thing she says, I like to travel, it means the new guy. Right now, she's paying for her own travel trips, but when you guys get in a relationship, she's expecting you to be the one to pay for the travel trips, even if you don't like to travel. So if she's paying $3,000 for every travel trip she makes, both of you, it's going to cost you $6,000. But because you are paying, it's probably going to go upwards to 8,000 because when it's not them paying, they just buy whatever. They don't care. Remember, you have to get a very nice place. You have to do fun things like, so she's a mom of three. Sometimes she's going to have to travel with her kids. So any stepfathers who have the money, there you go.
Okay. And how often do you want to travel?
Hmm. With my job, it's kind of hmm, I want to say about every 3 months or so.
Wow.
Every 3 months. And how much do you typically spend when you travel?
It depends on where I go, but at a minimum, like if I'm staying there for a week, anywhere from like 2,000 and up.
Told
Okay.
you.
So, I mean, y'all would stay in the same room. So let's just say 3,000 because y'all can at least share the room, but then you can have flights and food. So every 3 months, so 4 times a year, you want to travel, and let's just round it to 3,500. So he needs to have an extra 3,500 4 times a year for travel.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he needs to have $6,000 because if he's the kind of guy who has not been traveling, now he has to pay for himself and her. And remember, she has 3 kids. So maybe they have to pay for a babysitter if the kids are not coming with them.
Okay. So outside of everything else, have an extra 3,500 a year. No, 3,500 times four. Let's do the math. We have about to have a math class, and that's just for travel. You got to do dinner dates and all those things too, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you want gifts too?
I'm overwhelmed.
Okay, so travel alone, you got to have an extra 14,000 a year to travel.
Damn.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Okay, that sounds
That's unfair? Like spending $14,000 on just traveling every year sounds fair? And that's for one person. Because that's what Kendra did. Kendra did 3,500 times 4. She's assuming the guy is not coming with her, but the guy is going with her. So if she did 6,000 or 7,000 times 4, that's $28,000 a year just for them to travel because she's the prize.
fair. And then that's just travel. That's not dinner dates. That's
Yep.
not Like,
I'm not stingy. I'm not cheap. I give what I receive. Like, but I'm not giving first because I have been through that and I have been used and I have been abused for that. So yeah,
okay,
I'm not
okay,
doing it.
okay. So if a man doesn't have an extreme, if a man can't afford to spend $14,000 a year on travel, should he not reach out?
No.
Hello, girl, he gotta get you a phone first.
Yeah, before you
Before you go
travel,
on
you
a
may
trip,
need
we
some
gotta
new
get you a phone.
internet, lady. Instead of wasting money on travel, pay for the
Priorities,
internet.
baby girl. Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, somebody was calling me. I'm sorry, it cut
Oh,
off.
somebody was calling you. Okay, okay. All right, back to the question. So if a man can't afford to spend 14K a year on trips,
You rounded that up to 14K. I said
well, you said here's the deal. You said 4 times, you said every 3 months.
Yep.
So there's 12 months out the year. That's 4 times a year.
right.
You said you spend about $2,000 on yourself. So then,
Right.
okay, it could be 3K, but if you want him to pay for the whole trip, now the hotel y'all would share, but if you went to a resort, so I rounded up to 3,500 because you said you would want to go on a weekend because you gotta pay for the trip and you might buy stuff. So
Yep.
maybe it could be 3,000. Okay, so maybe 10,000. Does that
Okay.
sound okay?
Okay.
We'll go with 10. I'll lower it. So if a man doesn't have $10,000 extra in a year spent to go on travel, should he not reach out?
I wouldn't say that. No. He can
Okay.
still reach out because
Okay.
listen, I'm the type of person. Okay, well, the type of man that I'm looking for, I really would like him to be a entrepreneur. So somewhere where I can help him get more money because I'm always looking to add. I'm not just always take, take, take. So, like, if you're like have your own business and you don't have good marketing skills or you don't have as many clients as you could, I can help in those areas. So, like,
How are you gonna help him? You have 3 kids to take care of. She's speaking like a single lady with no kids or no job, nothing going on, that she's just gonna find a random man and help him with his business. Guys, we are cooked. Dating is cooked. Oh my god. This is embarrassing. This is sad.
I'm just not taking. I don't want to get on here sounding like I'm just in for the taking because I'm not.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So
yeah,
money matters, but you're willing to work with him.
right.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's keep going. Key. Here we are, Detroit. All right. So did you have any deal breakers?
Um, no more than 3 kids because I have 3 and I just can't
Oh,
deal with.
someone told me to ask you this question. I missed this. They said when you travel, are the kids traveling with you guys?
No, I have to be with a guy for some time for uh me to just bring my kids in that type of space. So no, not off bail.
When that would happen, is the expectation that he pays for you and the kids, or would you chip in
No,
then?
then we could do it like a half and half type thing.
Got you. Okay.
She's never gonna go half and half with you. You're the man. She wants a provider. She's never gonna go half and half with you. She may do half and half in the beginning to bring you in, but after some time, you best believe you have to pay. It's just the facts, guys. So unless, first of all, you have to be willing to be a stepfather. Secondly, you have to be a guy who loves to travel. Third, you have to be to actually have the money to spend on yourself and to someone else. And then fifth, you have to actually be the kind of guy who's ready to pay for yourself, pay for her, and pay for the kids, either for the babysitter or for the kids to join you guys on the travel 4 times a year.
What are your deal breakers?
No more than 3 kids. Not a. I don't want to say no. Yeah, I don't want no street guy. I don't want a guy with two. He can have 2 child's mothers. No more than that. Um, I'm trying to think of something else. Somebody who I can learn from. Financially, because I am a spender. Like I will spend like nobody's business. I'm working on that, but I need a little bit more. A guy who is structured. So if you don't have any structure, I can't do nothing with that because we'd be all over the place. So, I don't know. I can't think off my head deal breakers, but of course, not a liar. Of course, you have to have your hygiene together. Of course, you have to have a bare minimum, your house, your car. And I can't think of anything else.
Okay, that's okay. We'll keep it going. I do want to respond to something because I should have got the name. Someone said, "Don't worry, girl. Kendra wouldn't do that too." When it was talking about the travel, y'all don't know what I would do. First of all, this is about you. But in Kendra's own personal world, I don't have a travel requirement because I travel very expensive. So I'm not going to put that bill on nobody. So actually, I would not have a traveling. I do not have a traveling requirement because I just know how I would like to travel. And I just think if I told the person what it was, it would be ridiculous. So I'm just going to do how I want to do it. But no, that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. I would not have a travel requirement. I don't have a travel requirement. But
I mean, I kind of agree with Kendra. If travel is a big issue for you as a woman and it's something you like to do, it shouldn't be a requirement that you place on the man who wants to be in a relationship with you. Okay, you want to travel, it's time for you to travel. Sure. Go do your thing, maybe go with your homegirls. I'm not that kind of guy who likes to travel. Go spend your money. When you come back, we can get back together. We can go celebrate your travel and coming back safely, and we continue where we left off. Rather than requiring the guy who's coming to your life to start paying for your travel trips as you post on social media, but not even include him. Damn.
back to you, Key. All right. Should he look a certain way?
Um, I don't. I just want him to be my height or taller. I'm 5'7", so he has to be my height or taller. Black. Weight don't matter. I just don't want him like extremely big. I
You
don't
know
want to
it's
be
small.
like discriminative, but I don't have problems with guys with. I call it a baller belly. I don't mind that. So as long as it's not, if it's intact, not sloppy, we good.
She doesn't look
As
small
long
to
as he's
me.
not sloppy.
Yeah.
Okay. We already got to the money, so we can skip that. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Yeah, let's
Oh my
see, because
god.
she doesn't look small
I'm
at
at
all.
work. I gotta get out the car and stand out in the parking lot. Oh my god. Okay.
She says she
Oh
doesn't
my
want big guys, but she doesn't look
Wait,
small.
guys.
Oh, she ran off.
Did she
She
get
ran off.
disconnected?
She ran off. She did.
Uh-oh. Did she get disconnected? Oh,
Okay.
see
Oh,
this
she's
body,
back.
girl. Okay. I like
Yeah,
y'all. See, y'all be at work. I like the daytime shows because y'all be dressed for the day.
I
All
knew
right, we
she
got
wasn't
you,
small.
boo.
So for her to reject big
I
guys,
like
that's
that y'all be
crazy.
dressed.
All right, man. Shout out to Kendra. Full link down below. But this is crazy, man. It's tough out here in the dating streets.